aku menanti. Banyak cinta datang dan pergi, tapi tak pernah aku senyaman ini. Mungkin dirimulah cinta sejati. Tak akan ku ragu lagi, ku jaga sampai ke ujung nadi. Takkan ku sia-siakan lagi, buat hidupku lebih berarti. Cintamu senyaman mentari pagi, seperti pelangi.
May I have attention, please? The conference will begin in 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished participants, may I have a seat.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are delighted to welcome you to an international hybrid conference at the auditorium UIN Profesor Kiai haji Saifuddin Zuhri Purwokerto. I'm Iqbal Hidayat.
And I'm Putri Amalia.
Will be as the master ceremony of today.
It is an honor to me to introduce and welcome the guests of our table, the Excellency Vice Rector III, UIN Saizu Purwokerto, the Honorable All Deans, UIN Saizu Purwokerto, the Honorable Chairperson and Secretary of all departments in Faculty of Tarbiyah and Teacher Training, UIN Saizu Purwokerto, all study program coordinators of Faculty of Tarbiyah and Teacher Training, UIN Saizu Purwokerto, the Dean of Faculty of Cultural and Communications, Universitas Muhammadiyah Purwokerto, the President of the Elite Committee, the keynote speakers, invited speakers, and distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, let's praise the Almighty God for His blessing we are able to attend this conference. Today's conference is a collaboration of the Association of Lecturers of English Linguistic, Literature and Education, the Faculty of Tarbiyah and Teacher Training UIN Profesor Kiai haji Saifuddin Zuhri Purwokerto, the Faculty of Cultural Science and Communication Universitas Muhammadiyah Purwokerto, and Indonesia Education Share to Care volunteers.
This international hybrid conference is a tribal event to cover the 11th English, Linguistic, Literature and Education's which belongs to the Association of English Lecturers in Indonesia under the Ministry of Religion Affairs, the 11th Conference of Teaching English as a Foreign Language, which usually held by Universitas Muhammadiyah Purwokerto, especially in Faculty of Culture and Science and Communications, and the 3rd Conference on English Language Teaching by the English Education Department, Faculty of Tarbiyah and Teacher Training, Universitas Islam Negeri Profesor Dr. Saifuddin Zuhri Purwokerto. Thus, for today's conference, finally determines to draw the issue on embracing changes, adapting new technology and disruptive situations to empower English language teaching.
The conference is supported by the Regional English Language Office, the U.S.-Indonesia Strategic Partnership in Building Capacity Through English Teaching and Learning, and Hermes Tech Company. This conference to bring academia, researchers, practitioners, and policymakers who are responsible for delivering sustainable solutions by adapting new technologies and disruptive situations to empower English language teaching.
This conference also provides great opportunity for prospective participants to share their recent theoretical knowledge, research findings, and experience in dealing with new technology to empower English language teaching. As such, this conference will feature presentations by keynote speakers, which are
Inna Rabbi ghafurur rahim. وقال الملك ائتوني به أستخلصه لنفسي فلما كلمه قال إنك اليوم لدينا مكين أمين قال اجعلني على خزائن الأرض إني حفيظ عليم وكذلك مكنا ليوسف في الأرض يتبوأ منها حيث يشاء نصيب برحمتنا من نشاء ولا نضيع أجر المحسنين ولأجر الآخرة خير للذين آمنوا وكانوا يتقون وجاء إخوة يوسف فدخلوا عليه فعرفهم وهم له منكرون ولما جهزهم بجهازهم قال ائتوني بأخ لكم من أبيكم ألا ترون أني أوفي الكيل وأنا خير المنزلين ألا ترون أني أوفي الكيل وأنا خير المنزلين Sadaqallahul azim. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you to Eko Prasetyo. Singing National Anthem Indonesia Raya, directed by Ibu Rizky Amelia, SIP MIKOM. May all of the audience please stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, please have a seat.
Opening ceremony today. Here is the report from the Chief of the Organizing Committee. To Ms. Desi Wijayati Marufa MPD, time is yours.
Han Hakim MM. The Honorable Audience in Universitas Purwokerto, the the keynote speakers, and all invited speakers, and all the distinguished guests and participants. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, praise be to the Lord of the world. For His blessing, we are able to attend this conference. Prayers and peace be upon our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his family, and all of his companions. Ladies and gentlemen, this conference is a triple event to cover 11 elite English linguistic literature and education that belongs to the Association of English Lecturers in Indonesia, 11 COTEFL, Conference on Teaching English as a Foreign Language, that held by the Faculty of Cultural Science and Communication Universitas Muhammadiyah Purwokerto, and third CELTI, Conference on English Language Teaching from English Education Study Program of Universitas Purwokerto, with the theme, Embracing Changes, Adapting New Technologies, and Disruptive Situations to Empower English Language Teaching. So firstly, we would like to acknowledge to all supporting agents as their parts, to the Indonesian Education Share to Care volunteers, and then to RILO, US Embassy, and also Armas Technology Company, from which this conference has received support in its preparation. Then, we also would like to express our deepest gratitude to all invited speakers from Indonesia, Malaysia, US Embassy, English Course, Cambridge, UK, Armenia, and Portugal, who are willingly to participate in this conference. Also, we would like to deliver our gratitude to all the presenters and participants of this conference. There are 226 papers proposed to this conference, and 219 presenters registered to share their ideas who comes from Thailand, Philippines, and Indonesia, especially from Banda Aceh, Padang, Batam, Bengkulu, Lampung, Palembang, Palangkaraya, Tarakan, Makassar, Bangka Belitung, Bali, Mataram, Ternate, and from almost all cities in Java, from Banten to Madura. And also 50 participants who are eagerly join this conference. I couldn't have done this without the hard work of the committee, especially from Universitas Muhammadiyah Purwokerto and from Universitas Purwokerto in organizing this conference. Lastly, our most special thanks to ELITE, the president of ELITE, Dr. Lika Raskova Oktaberlina, without your support and your direct guidance, this conference will not be successful like this. Yeah, that is all that I can say. I think on behalf of the entire committee, I apologize if there are shortcomings, mistakes in organizing this conference. So once again, we would like to thank the outstanding speakers and participants for this, for your enthusiasm and participation. So enjoy the conference, enjoy Purwokerto. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you. Thank you, Ibu Desi, for the opening remark. Excellencies, participants, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on, the speech from the President of the elite. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ibu Dr. Haji Lieke Raskova Oktaberlina, MED.
Thank you so much for the beautiful and gorgeous Master of Ceremony. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and also good morning to our respectable online audiences. Let's thank Allah the Almighty for making us be together in this 11 Elite Conference and also Charity and Co-Travel on 11 up to 12 July 2023. The first great gratitude I would like to express to UIN Saifuddin Zuhri and also Universitas Purwokerto. Thank you to Professor Dr. Fauzi, the Vice Rector of Academic in here. Thank you so much, sir, on behalf of the Rector of UIN Saizu Purwokerto. And also I would like to say thank you so much to very amazing chair of the committee, Ibu Desi Wijayanti MPD, amazing. You are really the Sri Kandi of UIN Purwokerto. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for the admirable committee who designed this conference to be a very touching conference, which is very difficult to be forgotten. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a great pleasure for me to say thank you to each fantastic speakers. Thank you so much, Bapak Dr. Gumawang Jati. Thank you so much, Dr. Alahkot. Thank you, Professor Suwito, Professor Hisham Al-Shahbini, Professor Louis Cardoso, Ms. Alice Durgayan, Mr. Chondro Alim PhD, Professor Huria, and Professor Didin Rudin for your marvelous insight that we will enjoy soon. Ladies and gentlemen, this room is not only decorated by beautiful flowers, but also cherished by many inspiring magazines and booths. And it will be a pride for me to express my deepest gratitude to Rilo, to Mr. Rick Rosenberg. Thank you so much for giving out lots of beautiful insights about America with many magazines which are sent. Give applause to Mr. Rick Rosenberg. Thank you. And also I would like to say thank you so much to Mr. Con Downer from English Corps. Thank you for your enormous support to this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, the last and the most lovely part, please accept my heartfelt appreciation to our adorable presenter and participants for flowering this conference with your brilliant ideas to share. And thank you to elite boards all over Indonesia who are never tired to be with elite in passing our long journey to eternal nobility. Ladies and gentlemen, elite is not the place to join our academic things. Elite is a home to be endlessly connected. So to elite member, since Elite is a home for us, I would like to say welcome home to UIN Purwokerto. Welcome home to our sweet home in Purwokerto. And I would like to say, have a nice conference, everyone. Thank you so much. Menahan rasa ingin jumpa, percayalah padaku, aku pemilik kamu. Ku akan pulang melepas semua kerinduan yang terbentang. Semua kata diriku tak berdaya menahan rasa ingin jumpa. Percayalah
Thank you. Excellencies, participants, ladies and gentlemen. The third remarks will be delivered by the Vice Rector 3 of UIN Profesor Kiai haji Saifuddin Zuhri Purwokerto, as well as opening the conference of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Haji Sulhan Hakim MM.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah wa syukurillah wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah amma ba'du. Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the speaker and the participant to an international hybrid conference Universitas Purwokerto together Universitas Purwokerto about embracing change, adapting new technologies and disruptive situation to empower English language teaching. Ladies and gentlemen, I am here representing the Rector, Profesor Dr. Kiai haji Saifuddin Zuhri, to give a speech and the opening of this event. First, I thank you for your participant and speakers. I wish you all blessing and academic progress. Second, this event is one of the mandatory activities of a university to publish research internationally. As a lecturer who must be able to provide scientific ideas that contribute to society, both nationally and internationally. The third, this activity is an academic tradition that encourages the creation of an intellectual culture to achieve excellence, progressiveness, and integrated development of science, technology, and art. Especially how to strengthen English language skill for students. Recently, I carried out a student mobility program in USIM. There English and Arabic are used every day. Almost all students are able to interact and communicate well. For the Muslim thinkers must be able to study and develop their knowledge based on needs of society and large to build the progress of nation civilization. Finally, let the international activities of this conference be opened with the reading Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I think enough. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for Professor Sulhan for the remarks. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome you all, we present Eling Eling Dance Banyumasan presented by the students of Faculty of Tarbiyah and Teacher Training of UIN Saizu Purwokerto. Ladies and gentlemen, give a big applause to Eling Eling Dance Banyumas.
Thank you. Excellency, distinguished participants, ladies and gentlemen. This is the end of our opening ceremony. The agenda for our conference today is as follows. Plenary Season 1 and 2 will be held in this auditorium. The first parallel and the second parallel will be held at Pasca Sarjana Building of UIN Profesor Kiai haji Saifuddin Zuhri Purwokerto. The parallel season will be held after the lunch break. You can find the topics and the rooms at the seminar booklet or at the information board. We will be gathered packed in this room for closing ceremony at the end of the day.
Now, proceed to the next agenda. We will begin the first with our honorable keynote speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Bapak Dr. Gumawang Jati MA, the President of ITEL.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi. Good morning. It's a pleasure for me to be here to give a talk. This is my second time in Purwokerto. First, I came to UMP long time ago when I was young. Then I'm getting older and I came here. Yeah. Okay, let me start because the time is very limited. Let me start bear with me in around 30 minutes or so. Yeah. Let me share my screen. Yeah. Can you see that on the screen there? Okay, good. So my title is Teaching and Learning with AI. It's more exploring of the potential of AI. One thing to note, artificial intelligence, you cannot use that for classroom activities. A lot of people asking me, Pak, saya mau membuat kegiatan di kelas pakai AI. No, you cannot do that. Yeah, you have to do it before or after lunch. Then I'm going to talk more on what we can do and what we have to do and what the students' opportunity to use the AI in a very short time, of course. So this is our menu today. There are four. I'm going to do it very quickly. Number one is a definition of AI. There are so many. I'm going to take one on that. Then we're going to look at the potential of AI. Then I'm going to give you a short example snapshot of how AI can be used by teachers and lecturers, and a snapshot AI that can be done by students. And there are a lot of questions. I'm going to hang that over in the 2 days conference. Hopefully you can share with others about issues around the AI. Yeah. So the first one, this is my questions and our questions. How will AI and ELT, or English education, change the way we learn, change the way we teach, change the way we understand different cultures, American cultures, UK cultures, Malaysian cultures, and other cultures? It will change. And people ask me how. People ask a lot of the authorities how. And there is no answer. Yeah, because it's still in the process up to now, and there is no answer yet. So we have to galau, we have to think about that. We have to be a little bit impatient, and I want the authority to give us regulation. It's no way. We have to be a little bit patient, and why? Hopefully in the next 30 minutes, I can give you overview about that. Hopefully. So this is AI. AI is referred to the simulation. Again, it's not real. The simulation of human intelligence in a machine. So AI is not real. It's a simulation. Bahasa Jepangnya rekayasa. Rekayasa dalam mesin. Ya. So it's simulation inside the engine and enabling the engine to perform tasks like human, similar to human. This AI, they can learn from other AI. They can learn from you. When you play with the AI, actually you teach the AI to do something. You give the data and so on. Yeah, so they can learn and they can give reason based on their learning. Probably they can solve problem. Probably, not all of the time. Yeah, probably. Okay, sounds good. Let's see. This is the potential of AI and ELT. And they can adapt learner proficiency level. They can do testing. Yeah, got the potential. Harus diingat ya, it's a potential. So again, the human somehow is behind that machine. If the human is not smart, then the machine will not be smart. Yeah, it's a potential. Potential to provide personalized content. Tergantung programmernya juga. Yeah, they got the potential. They can give a lot of exercises. They can give a lot of recommendation. It's only potential. The machine itself cannot think. Yeah. Then can give instant feedback. Yes, this is true. Pronunciation, grammar, vocabulary, allow the student to practice, blah, 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 blah. Sounds very good and sounds promising. Yeah. And could be a very strong potential on there. The students' progress. They can remember the students' score. They can remember the student what they do in the internet and with their screen and so on. Yeah. So the teachers got the information. They can give feedback. They can give encouragement. So this machine can help the teacher. This machine also can access authentic language resources. They can access speech. They can access pictures, they can access data, they can access another simulation, they can learn from another machine. So there is a potential. Again, it's only potential. Yeah, still depends on other things. Now, the system also known as has a speech recognition. Okay, they can transcribe. They can analyze whether my pronunciation is British, American, or Purwokerto, or Jogja, or Bandung, you know. Ibu Likers, is it a rock star or opera, and so on. They can analyze, you know, sings, somebody's songs, pronunciation, and so on. Okay? And also, right now, there are a lot of chatbots. ChatGPT and another chat. Yang tidak kenal ChatGPT, angkat tangan. Oh, everyone. Okay, good. Good to know. Yeah, they can have interactive conversation. They can have language interaction. So you can say, "Hi, how are you?" You're asking to a machine. Do you know this? You're asking to a machine. Okay, that's not human. Yeah, that's AI. You can interact with the AI. You can get the opportunity to find something with the help of AI, and so on and so on. Okay. That's the potential. Okay, another one. They can understand and generate human-like response, human-like text. So it's like human. So if you play around with ChatGPT, then you start thinking, should I call him or her or something else? Or just you, how are you, and so on. Yeah. And also, you can play games with the chatbots. There are a lot of interactive, gamified things that you can learn. So the potential of AI is so amazing, but still that depends on the human behind that. That's why there are a lot of language courses supported by AI. For example, Duolingo. Just an example. Saya bukan dari Duolingo ya. Just to give an example, that's Duolingo that you know. Memorize, for example. Mondly, Linguist, and there are many more. A lot of language courses, not only English, bahasa Indonesia, bahasa Spanyol, bahasa Jerman, any language, there are a lot of AI-based language courses. Perfect? No. Regular or conventional language courses perfect? No. So it's about the same. Some people can learn language without the tutor. My son is learning Korean before he went to Korea, and he is a little bit fluent, getting survive in Korea for 1 year without taking any course, just using his mobile phone. So that's possible. That's the potential of AI. Whether this language courses, online language courses, will have a competition with your language center, yes or no? Or how can you empower your language center combined with those using AI out there? Yeah, so think about it. Now, AI and teacher or lecture. The purpose is to reduce the workload, not to make you smarter, no. Yeah? Not taking over all of your work, no. Just to reduce a little bit. Yeah, then you have more energy to do other things. You've got energy to do research or give feedback better, and so on and so on. Yeah. So just to reduce the workload, then I'm going to take you some example. AI, when it's used by teachers to analyze the students, to analyze the student weaknesses, to analyze the student that they need special support, that's possible helped by AI. A lot of AI with assessment. Pak Kom is going to talk about English score. That's a very good test using AI. Yeah, go to his session tomorrow. It is good for teachers so that the grading time, yang namanya koreksi itu kan melelahkan ya. The grading time it's reduced because you are helped by AI. Kalau saya harus koreksi 300 essay setiap semester in my campus, tiring. With the help of AI, lumayan lebih ringan ya. Then will help you also in planning a lesson. Kalau yang belum tahu, nanti saya tunjukkan beberapa apps that you can use for planning a lesson. Yeah. Just to give you illustration. Now, how many of you familiar with lesson writer? Raise your hand. Only Fajaruddin. And Celia. Lessonwriter.com will help you to write a lesson plan. What you have to do, log in, then you put the text, then the reading, from the reading text, the question will be provided by machine, the focus for grammar will be provided by machine, the exercises for vocabulary provided by machine, and the answer keys provided by machine, and you will get the outline, what to do for your assessment, how to assess this, and also give you ideas for classroom activities. Terus kurang opo. Yeah. It's not perfect, but become your first draft of your lesson plan. That's called lessonwriter.com. I will not show it to you because of the time. Yeah. Another one that's maybe useful for you is Quillians. Quillians is a question generator. You can generate question, they will generate question. So you put in the text, of course you have to log in, and this is freemium, artinya ada yang free, ada yang berbayar. Yang free, it's okay, very good one. Okay? Then they will give you like 100 or maybe 50 questions. This is the HOTS question. This is the WH question. This is the perception question. Then you choose which question are you going to use for your student. Okay? So it's reducing, again, reducing your workload. Supaya bisa mikir lebih baik gitu. Ya. That's those two I found that quite interesting. Have a look at that later. Now, Canva. How many of you familiar with Canva? Raise your hand. Do you know the AI in Canva? Yes. So right now, go to Canva. Ada yang gambarnya bintang-bintang, belum pernah nyoba. Klik. Then what you're going to teach? I'm going to teach present perfect tense. Then the Canva will design the PowerPoint for you. It's not very good yet. Yeah, but getting better. So you can adjust that. Type Studio. How many of you familiar with Type Studio? Jangan nyoba, it's dangerous. Now, if you teach using YouTube, then you want to cut the presentation, or you want to cut the YouTube because you don't want 30 minutes, you just want 5 minutes, go to Type Studio. You have to cut that without looking at the video, but you look at the text, the transcript. Cut the transcript, then they will cut automatically the video. Yeah, so it's easier. In the past, you have to listen carefully, and then you put it there, and then you cut it. No, right now it's very easy. Go to the text, erase the text, then we'll shorten the video. If you don't trust me, try it at home. Okay. Defeat Me. How many of you familiar with Defeat Me? I found it 3 weeks ago from a friend of mine. Yeah, I'm going to show you that this will help you in making your lesson plan. Just to give you ideas, so I click here and show you a little bit about this one. Hopefully it's working. Yeah, because of the connection is used by Zoom and so on. It's okay. Now, what you have to do, it's you have to put in, could be a theme, could be URL or website from somewhere else, could be anything. For example, I'm teaching climate change. I got a task from Colm to teach climate change. So here I just say climate change, then appropriate level of grade. My student is quite okay. I put it 11th grade. Then I can generate resources. Okay, this is an example. I have to teach just a theme, and then I choose the grade, and then let the AI work for me. Okay, we have to wait. Still working. Yeah. Now I got the text. Okay. Sorry, I have to log in, but I got the text. Then I got the summary. I got the vocabulary. I got the multiple choice questions. Then I got the short answer. I got the open-ended prompt and so on. I can copy and I can edit. This is an example of how to reduce the time. Yeah, I'm not cheating, of course. The idea first is from me. I put it there. A friend of mine behind that, very smart, they helped me in giving this. Then my decision again, whether I have to edit it or not, because I can edit it here. Yeah, and there is always edit button. So it's like reducing your workload in lesson planning. Yeah. Try it later. I'm going to share my slide later. No need to worry. You can email me and then I'll give it to you. Okay. How many of you familiar with ChatGPT? Do you use ChatGPT for lesson planning? Sometime. For giving feedback to your student? Not yet. Okay, let me show you just. Bear with me for the connection. I tried to log in. Last night I tried to log in and it was not that successful. Yeah. So with ChatGPT, you have to think of the prompt. The key is the prompt. Kalau promptnya makin cantik, promptnya makin pinter, ChatGPT-nya pinter. So you have to use the column. Column di sini chatnya harus sesuai. Lesson planning, so you talk about lesson planning in one chat. Another chat you're talking about memasak, your hobby. Then you put there. Do not confuse the ChatGPT with different chats. So you're talking about calculus, then you're talking about cooking. They will get confused. Yeah, so think about that. So I'm preparing a prompt. For example, this one, I'm an English teacher teaching undergraduate at engineering department. Okay? So I'm going to put that in my chat here. I say hi. Sorry. Okay, where is my prompt here? I'm an English teacher teaching undergraduate and engineer department. You have to give the ChatGPT the context, who you are. Jangan nggak ngenalin diri, nggak apa-apa, role-nya seperti apa, ChatGPT-nya harus menjadi apa. Terus tiba-tiba nanya, like somebody passing your in front of you and then asking a question to you. Of course you will get confused, and your answer can be random. That's the same with ChatGPT. So think about it. Context is very important. What do you want the ChatGPT to do, and who are you, or what ChatGPT wants you to be? Yeah. Here, I'm an English teacher teaching undergraduate engineering department. Then, if I give you a rubric for making a student's writing, for marking student writing, can you do the marking? I don't want to mark my students. Can you do the marking? Bisa nggak kira-kira ChatGPT? Ya kita coba. Okay. Yeah. So I give the setting, then I give the rubric. I prepare the rubric. Then I say, do not do anything until I say done. Okay? So I introduce myself, I give what I want ChatGPT to do, and then I give the rubric to ChatGPT. Okay? Understood. I said, do not do anything Because if I don't give that instruction, they will say and confuses me. So I make them to stop on that. Yeah. Then I give my students work. This is the essay from my students. Then I put it in ChatGPT. And then wait, what happened? Oh, nothing happened. Oh yeah, still thinking. Or maybe getting confused. Okay, then this ChatGPT, I think because of the connection, ChatGPT will give their input. Okay. The essay addresses the assignment focus from 5, transition word, introduction, yeah, they scoring every sentence, every part of that. I can print that and sit down with my student. Yeah. The next one, because I give the prompt already, so next one I do not need to give instruction. I take another assignment from my student, I paste it there, then I got the rubric and the scoring, and so on and so on and so on. Again, that's reduce my workload. So I can pay attention to the weak students, or I can pay attention more to, and so on and so on. Yeah. So that's the ChatGPT. Now let's move on. Now let's look at the student. Gini, if you use AI for your teaching, then you say, don't use this, don't use AI, you said that to your student, is not fair. Bapak Ibu pakai ChatGPT, tapi mahasiswanya nggak boleh, it's not fair. If you're going to ban ChatGPT or you ban AI, don't use AI and the student don't use AI. I think that's fair. So think about that. Okay. Students definitely, they use ChatGPT for sure. They use Translate, Google Translate for sure. They use Quillbot probably for paraphrase their work. That's okay. They use Grammarly, yeah, and so on and so on. Probably they use virtual writing tutor because they take a tutorial for free. How many of you are familiar with virtual writing tutor? Raise your hand. Only Celia and Fajarudin for sure. Virtual writing tutor? No? Okay. I'm going to show you just one part of virtual writing tutor to do demo. Students can take this for free. Virtualwritingtutor.com. There are a lot of guidelines. There are a lot of tools that the students can study. Yeah, I use it for feedback. Okay, for example, I'm going to take this an example of my student's tag. Then I go to check score. That's an opinion essay. Then I go click check. I give this software, this AI, to my student. Before you giving me your essay, go to virtual writing tutor. If you're happy with that score, give it to me. If you're not happy, do it again. Yeah, that will help because this one is pretty detailed. They get me a 64.25, writing quality 66, and they give each paragraph 1, they give a comment on that, very detailed. Second paragraph, and they give grammar feedback, very detailed. Yeah, so the students can work on their own. Okay? If you're happy, give it to me. If you're not happy, rewrite it. Very simple. Then they use also ChatGPT for sure. Sorry, I have to close this one. For example, if students say, I'm an undergraduate student, I'm studying engineering. Can you help me? Because my teacher gave me a text that I have to respond. So I have to go to new chat. Because I'm going to give different setting. Okay. Then I give another prompt here. Here is the text about okay. So this is the text from my lecture. Okay. Then I say, please write a summary analysis response essay based on the text. The essay should be no more than 450. Thank you. Then I set this and put it there. This is how my students do their tasks. Okay, so that's the essay. Studentnya nulis enggak? Enggak. Kalau mahasiswa saya, my students, do you think they will submit this to me? Maybe. Maybe yes, maybe no. But most of them, no. Because I said, go to that, show it virtual writing tutor to get the score. And then if you're happy, give it to me. And then I talk to them. Yeah, I'm not talking about grammar. I'm not talking about anything. But then the grammar, they work on their own. I said, kamu nulis untuk siapa sih? Why will this effect, and so on and so on. So I go deeper on that. Yeah. Okay. So that's AI for students. AI for students, how many of you familiar with Research Rabbit? Research Rabbit is to map the literature. It's good for S2 students or S1 student who want to finish their thesis. Yeah? Elicit.org. That's very good. And also paperdigest.com. That's to read your paper and then they will summarize it for you. Yang terakhir, I'm going to show you very quickly another AI that I just found last month. It's called Perplexity AI. I got 1 minute, tapi saya minta 1 menit ekstra untuk nunjukkan ini. Ya, Perplexity is very similar to ChatGPT, but it's good for academics. For example, if I want to know about AI and technology, for example, AI and ELT. Then I want the focus here, I choose academic. Then, then I can go to click that. Then I will get the answer about AI and ELT with references. The references is there. So if I click the references, for example, number 1, click, they will take me to the source. Yeah, so that will be easier for ALT in the age of artificial intelligence and so on and so on. So to find a paper, to learn about that, you can go to Perplexity. Another one that Perplexity can do, you can go to new thread, then you can choose here not academic but generating a text. So if I said AI in ELT, then I click this one, then they will write the text for me. Yang nulis tesis terakhir, ya bisa dibantu sama Perplexity. You got the idea, then the Perplexity will write that for you in more detail. Yeah, so think about that. Spread the word to your students so that your student will be happy and make their life easier. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So, back to my question. When we look at the potential, we look at very quickly what you can do as a teacher, what the students can do as a students in learning English, then of course AI will change the way we learn languages, but the question is how. Harus ada regulasi Pak, betul. Harus nanti menyontek Pak. Ya gurunya nyontek kok. Ya, you are cheating also from your AI and the student cheat from the AI. What shall you do? Where is the education and so on and so on? That's still new era. That's new things around us, disrupting our comfortable zone. But think about that. The how should be answered not just by teachers, also the policymaker. Yeah. So AI for sure will play a very important role in linguistic, in teaching, and in learning for sure. When, yeah, starting from now. Teacher and student actually should be ready and prepared and start talking to each other, find another AIs to make your life better and easier. Thank you very much. If you want my slide, you can scan that. Silahkan di-scan boleh. Or you can go to bit.ly/jati-AI. Gampang diingat, bit.ly/jati-AI, then you will get my slide. Thank you very much, and now back to the MC. Thank you.
Okay, once again, please a big applause to Bapak Jati. It's very enlightening. And now we come to the next agenda, which is the plenary sessions. We would like to invite our moderator of the day, Bapak Maulana Mualim SPDMA from Universitas Purwokerto, to moderate the plenary sessions.
Cek. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everybody. How are you today? Are you still here with us? All right, then. Let me check. Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Hi?
Hi.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. It's an honor for me to be here. I would like to act as the moderator of the first plenary session. Therefore, I would like to invite our speakers of the first plenary session. We have Mr. Rick Rosenberg. Please come join me here from the United States of America. Also, we have Dr. Muhammad Al-Akkad. Please join me here. And also we will have Professor Dr. Suito MAG. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, you may be wondering, on the schedule, we are supposed to have a coffee break, right? But since we know we have a delay in beginning our program, then we decide to provide the coffee break already in the box. So you can enjoy the snack while watching or listening to the talk of the first plenary. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, already with me here, Mr. Rick Rosenberg. He is the Regional English Language Officer from RILO, from the Embassy of the United States of America in Jakarta. He's going to talk about exploring ELT exposure by using American English resources. And the second speaker, we'll have Dr. Muhammad Al-Akad from Management and Science University, Malaysia. He is going to talk about the linguistic dynamics of the post-pandemic era, exploring the role of language studies. And the third one, we will have Professor Suito from UIN Saifuddin Zuhri Purwokerto, UIN Professor Profesor Kiai haji Saifuddin Zuhri Purwokerto, or UIN Saizu Purwokerto, who is going to talk about language acquisition through Sufism, a case study of Sufism concept and implementation of learning English through subconscious installing model in Kuanta, Indonesia. Each speaker will be given 20 minutes of the talk, and in the end of all of these three speakers, we will have 15 minutes question and answer session. All right, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let me go directly to the first speaker, Mr. Rick Rosenberg.
Hello, I think this will work. Welcome, everyone. What an honor to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation to this, the 11th Annual Elite Conference here at UIN Saifuddin Purwokerto. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I will be talking today, and if we could see my slides, I'll run through them because I know we have just 20 minutes. You can go ahead and put the first slide up if they're set to go. A little preface, though. We're going to be talking, my talk today is going to talk about resources, courses, and communities of practice. Now, our materials we've developed over a period of time, and our materials are not to date developed by AI, they're developed by TI and by SI. TI is teacher intelligence. SI is student intelligence. So our materials are really by teachers, for teachers, and administrators, etc., all around the world, for the world's communities. Now, I do need to raise, in all fairness, I need to raise the special price for all of our resources, courses, and communities of practice. That special price is FREE. Okay, just so we're clear, if I say special price, what I mean is FREE. Completely free of cost. Not that they're very valuable resources, but free of cost. Were we able to put up the slides at all? Or should I go on without? So the way we've traditionally reduced the workload is through sharing, collaborating, and fostering and contributing to communities of practice. So Chatur, I think we have slides there. You're working on it. Okay, we'll keep going. We will be giving you all a sheet of QR codes, as well as something that you may not have seen for a while, but it's something that's very hard to turn on to find the switch. Chatur, can you bring me some of those resources, please, from the table? So our resources don't have an on. Most of them don't have an on switch, but let me show you how they work. As Chatur works with me while we're working on our slides, and we have these things that To turn them on, you do this. There's no on switch. You just have to go like this to open them up. So these are our resources. Now, for all of you today, we have our longest standing community of practice. We are in our 61st year of English Teaching Forum magazine. Now, we're very proud of this copy because the lead article is co-written by an Indonesian professor, a master teacher, who has published recently. All of you can publish in English Teaching Forum magazine. So let me start with our resources. Among our resources, we have dozens of these non-electronic resources. They're books, but they're all available online for you. Again, they're all for the special price. What's the special price? Free, yes. Okay, so in case I say special price. So English Teaching Forum magazine is the way that you can share the fantastic ideas that are going on in your classrooms with other educators around the world. This is by teachers, for teachers around the world. All of the editors, all of the people that review articles are all teachers. And it's a very friendly and warm place to contribute as well. In addition to English Teaching Forum magazine, we have all kinds of resource materials. We have books and publications. We have videos. We have songs. I would show you them, but we're working on the technology behind these. In terms of our courses, how many of you here have taken an American English course or an open course or one of our webinars or one of our courses? We have our expert right here. You are all invited. These courses are of the special price. Again, we have series of webinars where you will earn a certificate or a badge upon completing 4 of the 6 webinars. These are on different themes and topics. We have an entire library of massive open online courses. How many in the audience have taken an massive open online course, a MOOC? Okay, all right, good. Oh, there's so many that have this potential. Okay, good. I see some hands going up. Our MOOCs are very special in our field of teaching English as a second or other language. They're special because not only is it the special price to take the course, but you can freely and without permission take all of the content and repurpose it. So if you're writing an English for business or developing an English for business course, STEM course, you want to find out different techniques for teaching English with specific purposes or technologies, you can take our entire course and repurpose it. No paperwork, no permission needed. We'd only ask that you include our website URL so that you can have other teachers find out about those resources as they're available. And the library is large and growing. All of our webinars also are online. They can be downloaded, they can be repurposed. So those of you who are teachers of teachers, you can take those resources. There are literally dozens of classes, dozens of workshops on different topics in our field that you can use and repurpose. Again, apologies for the technology. I think my slides are much more interesting than I am, but we'll make sure that you have access to them if it doesn't work for this presentation. But really, I think the key point that I'm making today is that to take part in a truly worldwide, international community of practice is really among the most rewarding ways that you can further your own professional development as teachers. Because what you're doing is taking those ideas that work so well here in the context of Indonesia, in this part of the world, and where you teach and your institution, and you're sharing those ideas out and collaborating on different projects and working together to really to enrich our community of teachers around the world. So I don't see any signal that we have slides yet. Let me see. Do we have a time frame? Like how many minutes? Okay, we're still with time. Something to announce that I barely mentioned. When you leave, Please make sure you get your copy of English Teaching Forum magazine. We also have the publication American Muslims, and we have enough to donate to libraries at your schools. I'm afraid we don't have enough for everyone to have their own copy. We have American Literature Revised Edition, and I think these are the titles that are on the back table. You'll find the back where it says Relo Corner. All right. Let me also mention, I've mentioned that we have resources. Among the resources are not one, not two, not three, not three, but 4 full compilations of music for you to use in the classroom. These are all acceptable at all levels. There's no language that you would not want in your classrooms. And for each and every song that you have, not only do you have the full text, but you have over 10 lesson plans for each of the songs that you can have. Now, of course, these songs are for the special prize. Everyone still remembers the special prize. Okay, so all these songs can be downloaded. You can use them yourself. You can use them with your students. We have audiobooks. A lot of teachers will be hesitant to use literature in the classroom. Our audiobooks are between 1,000 words and 5,000 words, and they're all come with teaching lesson plans. They come with the full text, and they're very easily and quickly downloadable as well. So in different to the shows, the courses, our communities of practice really are a friendly, warm, and collaborative place to be part of. Our one, and again, we can't see it on the screen right now, is americanenglish.state.gov, but don't worry, we'll have QR codes in the back, on the back table that you can readily access our content. Americanenglish.state.gov is a special place, not only because I started it about 10 years ago with about 14,000 members, and now we're up to 4 million, but it's because this is a place, one of the few places I'd say, where teachers and students join forces and exchange ideas and collaborate and contribute to the website, to all the resources on the website. Now for teachers, there's American English for Educators, which is just for us, professionals, people that are pre-service teachers, in-service teachers, teacher trainers, administrators of programs, all take part in this program of our website, the Facebook actually, and the accompanying other sites, and all contribute to that success of that. There's about 400,000 teachers on this site. Well, there we go. I think I have about 5 minutes left. So let's, Chatur, just stay with me. Let's go very quickly through this because I believe I have 5 minutes. So here are some of our materials. Next. Chatur, just keep going. Do it yourself, Chatur, please. Do I have a oh, it's right here. Technology, I love it. Okay. All right, we're gonna do this faster than I ever have. Okay, so here are our audiobooks. We won't unfortunately be able to listen to any of this. This is our newest publication, Critical Creativity in Action. There's a delay here between what I'm saying and what's on the board. So, Chatur, please, you're gonna have to do this because it's not gonna work. Use the computer, please. Okay, so Chatur, keep going. All right, Critical Creativity in Action is our most recent publication. Next is another kind of creativity, Create to Communicate, materials for using art and creative activities in the classroom. No special materials required. Next. Okay, this is a whole book on idioms. Next. Okay, this is the top publication. I would advise you, I would welcome you to download ASAP, because this has hundreds of hours of game material ready to take into your classrooms and readily adapt to your lesson plans, to the content and context of your classrooms. Very readily downloadable, and they will just go right through that whole game. Chatur, thank you. So there's board games. Keep going, Chatur. There's additional games. If you write to us, we'll send you games that are not even in the packet yet. They're so new. Keep going. And right here is the best game you'll ever see for your classroom. That's the one you, and even better, your students write. So if you look at our materials are all like templates. You can very easily turn them around, not only to teach other topics, but also to teach other languages as well. All right, next slide. Okay, keep going. This is a full methodology course. We'll have time to talk about it. Next one. Shitter, you just... I don't have any control over the slides whatsoever. I don't think. Oh, I see. I do have control. Okay. Sorry about that. These are not one, not two, three compilations of music. And there's a delay on it, so I'm just going to have to make it do what I can make it do. There we go. Folk, hip-hop, Hindi, country, blues. Again, all the language is very carefully vetted, and you can vet it again because we give you all the lyrics. Okay, is it all at all levels? All right. Let's see. All right, well, it looks like we've frozen. What's my time? Wait, 8 minutes. Oh, that's a lot of time. Okay. All right. The slides have stopped on my side. I can't control them anymore. There we go. Go back to it. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. So this is the hokey pokey. Oh, it's too bad we can't dance the hokey pokey because this really is a good way to get the class moving. This is our last compilation of songs. One more time. Working here? Oh, good. Okay. And we have, for the special prize, a video game. It's called the Trace Effects video game. How many of you here have played a video game? I'm sorry you can't see it on the screen. No one's admitting playing a video game. I don't believe you. I don't. Let's see if this will work. Probably not going to work today. Okay. The video game is a very special prize, 7 chapters, about 200 hours of instructional material. You can evaluate this. You can put it into your computer labs. You just need to let us know because the download's a little slow in that process right now. I'm gonna... Each and every chapter has its own comic. Oops, we skipped out of it. Okay, that's okay. Here you are, back to me. The audience. Okay, so there we are. I think in a second you'll see. Can we go down one? So are you switching from the left? Just keep going down. That's what we have time for at this point. All right, the video game also has all kinds of additional games. This is word soup. Keep going, just keep going. I'll follow you. All right, we'll try to get this to go. Okay, great. Communities and courses, keep going, just keep going down. Okay, we have, very quickly, we have online courses like webinars and MOOCs. Here we go, keep going. Our webinars again, you see the time frame, they go in sets of webinars, keep going. Keep going. There's our schedule, but again, you'll have the QR codes for this, so you'll have easy access. I won't go through the list, we don't have time, but they're by themes. For each and every one of our courses that you complete, or that webinars that you take 4 of the 6 of, you will get both a digital certificate and an e-certificate from the embassy and from the university running the programs in the United States. Okay, we'll just have to click through this sides. We have MOOCs that you take on your own. We have MOOCs that are teacher-led, and we have MOOCs that are good for both teachers and students. Keep going, please. Okay, and again, this is a little bit of information on how you can take the entire course, take it, and put it into your computer to adapt it for your own classes. Okay. So again, these are our courses at a graduate level. They're 8-week-long courses. And we got to Form Magazine. This is where I, again, warmly welcome, encourage, empower you to take part in this very friendly and welcoming worldwide community of teachers. By teachers, for teachers around the world. There's 3 ways that you can publish. Your formal articles, cited articles. You can also do lesson plans, but no AI lesson plans, please. You can start if you wish, But well, our experienced teachers will know it's AI in seconds. So please do your own lesson plan, or at least edit one very carefully. And then finally, I'm hoping to see another one of these from Indonesia soon. The last one that was published from Indonesia was 7 years ago. This is an interview by an educator who inspires you. Any level, primary, secondary, university, from a big, wonderful university like this one, or from a village school. Those are all part of my classroom. Next one, please. We're near the end. And that's the article published by our colleague, Hanum. Excellent article, all about listening to diverse things through podcasts. Okay, this is our American English at State. We'll go through this because we're giving you a sheet with QR codes next. This is for us again, American English for Educators. The next one. And these are the different topics that we discuss every month. The theme changes, and we'll end there. Go back. Let's see, go back. This is a song we sing when we have time, but we don't have time. Let's stop any one of those. I won't bother with the QR code because you have it. Okay, I'm going to pass the microphone to the next speaker. Thank you so much. Please visit our websites. Please attend our courses. You're all invited. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Rick Rosenberg, for the talk. Now we know there are a lot of resources online, and they are all free.
Special prize.
All right. So we need to go through all this application, and we can see which one is free and which one that. Okay, special prize. So to make it clear, everything is free. Yeah, you will get the slideshow after the program on the group of WhatsApp group, and you can access every resources that has been presented by Pak Rick. Okay, if you have a question, please keep it. You will have the Q&A session in the end of this plenary session. Yeah, moving on to the second speaker with Dr. Muhammad Alakat. Yeah, let me see. I need to download. Dr. Akat, you will deliver here on the table or in the stage. That is fine. Yeah, I'm doing it. Wait a minute, wait a second. Yeah. Please, Dr. Alakat, you can start.
Assalamualaikum. Apa kabar semua? Alhamdulillah, mudah-mudahan setiap hari, insyaAllah. So for today's session, inshallah, we are going to talk about the linguistic dynamics of post-COVID-19 and how the language has shifted after COVID-19 comparing to the time before COVID-19. We all witnessed the COVID-19 through the whole world in 2020, 2021, and there was a huge change in terms of communication, language studies, and also the linguistic perspectives among the population of the world. So we have noticed how the language has shifted during the COVID-19 regarding to the restrictions and the homeschooling. The whole universities, the whole school have shifted from the regular or traditional mood of teaching into a new mood of teaching, which is called homeschooling, and most of the universities has closed their doors for a few months, and even some universities, they have closed their doors for 1 or 2 years. They cannot accept any student. So how this has affected or how this has impacted our life? Unfortunately, COVID-19 when it came and when it started in 2000, at the end of 2022, at the end of 2020, 21, we have noticed there is a lot of lacking in terms of language communication, in terms of also what we call the language medium of update through the communication and through the interaction among a human being. So for these 2 years of pandemic, we have noticed there is no more communication, no more interaction on the traditional or conventional way of meeting, conversation. Everything has shifted from tradition, from the normal way of teaching into the blended or become hybrid. Most of the school have changed their mood from face-to-face to online. However, unfortunately, in Southeast Asia and most of the countries around the world, we have noticed there is a huge lack of equipment and a huge lack of understanding for this pandemic, because no one was expecting this. Like before 5 years, if you told someone about such kind of pandemic is going to hit the world and it's going to close the whole doors, it's going to close the whole universities, no one would believe. It was just like a dream. But when actually it came, it was a kind of shock for everyone. No one was expecting that. So how this changed our life? So before COVID-19, there were no any kind of online meetings. Most of the online meetings were very rare, maybe like once a year or twice a year to do online meeting, and no one was caring about online meeting because we even don't have intention to do online meeting or to do online conversation. And even online conferences, we have never experienced online conferences. For example, this conference now we have more than 200 participants online. But before COVID-19, we have never experienced this. So there was a lot of even lack of human understanding or awareness regarding this. So once the pandemic hit the world and most of the country start suffering from the implication of this pandemic, most of the people, they were not able to go to school, they were not able to attend the classes, most of the lecturers, they are not able to go to their universities to give lecture, to give talk. So they start figuring out a kind of solution, what we have to do in order to continue our normal routine of life. So there we come with the blended and with the online meeting, online conversation, online classes, recorded session for lecturers, for teachers, for students. So this has totally impacted and it changed our life from depending for 100% depending on face-to-face conversation to become 100% online. There were, for 2 years, there were no any face-to-face meeting, face-to-face conversation. Everything was banned. Everything has shifted from online, from face-to-face to online. And for sure, this affected the whole community. And from that time until now, we have noticed also a lot of changes in terms of discovering AI, discovering new systems, new countries, and some countries also, they have started and enacted new rules for their classes. And we have witnessed also some universities, they start opening online. The whole university is teaching online. The university is teaching everything virtual. There is no existing university, there is no existing campus on the ground. Everything is virtual. And it is successful. Most of the students, most of the lecture, 100% online. All these experiences came to us only after COVID-19. So how this changed the way we are communicating or the way we interact with each other? First of all, multilingualism in a globalized world. After COVID-19, we have discovered the importance of multilingualism, the importance of understanding each other cultures. So we have to communicate with someone from US start to communicate with someone from Japan, At the same time, we are introducing our own culture, and we are doing a kind of language communication and also multilingualism. We start understanding the differences, the culture differences, the language differences among each other. All this was just because of COVID-19, which has totally shifted our life to the next level, which we are now. Now, just in 2011, at the back of 2011, we have witnessed the emerging and the launching of OpenAI. And by next year, this OpenAI is going to upgrade it into 3G AI. So now it's a 3.5, and it has already upgraded to 4G. According to the founder of AI, it's 2025, AI is going to have more than 300 million subscribers and 300 million participants. So imagine this AI, from the day it opened, it has around 50 million participants. Just after 1 month when it started. Everything now is going to be artificial intelligence embedded, which is very important. Also, for this language dynamics, we have to understand some important aspects for this language dynamic. Now, most of the classes or most of the subjects in our schools used to be traditional way of subject, like math, English, Arabic, normal or traditional subject. However, it is very important to feed our students with new modes of subject. Not only this subject, but we have to educate and we have to raise the awareness of our students about subjects related to climate change. We have to get our students understand what are the crises of climate change and how they can contribute to it. So in order to make this a kind of global awareness, I think it's important to import some of these subjects into our own universities, into our own classrooms, so we can educate our students about the importance of climate change, the importance of global warming, how the student can contribute to the global health crisis. So we have to aware our students about this and about these subjects, not only about understanding or teaching languages, teaching arts, teaching math. They have to understand also some other core subjects, which is about financial and economic crisis, civic literacy, health literacy, also environmental literacy. So we have to educate our students and to make sure our students understand why we have to care about biodiversity. Nowadays, most of the biodiversity started getting loose, and we have a lot of scarcity of water. We have a lot of water pollution and air pollution. However, the new generation, unfortunately, they don't care about these things. They don't have even they don't have awareness about this. They are not aware about these huge changes which are going to impact or to change the whole world in the next few years if we did not take an action. Global warming, water pollution, biodiversity loss, water scarcity, all these are a global crisis. So we have to feed and to interact with our students about these things and to start making the student think about the future solution. What could be a future solution for these things? And also, the next part is the language communication after the pandemic. So after the pandemic, most of the language communication shifted, as we mentioned, from the traditional or conventional way of teaching to digital communication, digital teaching. And also we have remote work. We used to work from home. And most of the works should be either through Zoom or through whatever, an online platform. So it is important to highlight these changes and how we can take a great benefit from these changes comparing to the to the previous time before COVID-19. So now we have a hybrid conference. This hybrid conference came as a result of the pandemic, which now we have more than 250 participants in this conference. Oh, sure. Very good, okay. And also the public health communication. So most of the hospitals around the world were not ready during the COVID-19. Because of that, we have 100 of cases of death among the population in Asia only. And these cases of deaths in Asia and China and South Africa, all these cases because there was a lack of understanding in the public health. There was a lack of beds in the hospitals. There was lacking of information about the expectation of COVID-19. So language technology in the pandemic, language technology after the pandemic, so it has changed from the traditional way into virtual communication. So with the rise of virtual communication, language technology has become more important even before the facilitating multilingualism and the cross-cultural communication. Also, translation interpretation, it become one of the most trendy topics in the world. Now the services of translation interpretation based on the US statistics, the generation for translation interpretation just in 2022, it was around 150 billion. This was the revenue of these services. So there is a huge opportunities for everyone to start working online, to get to understand how the freelance work should be. And it's a good chance also for the lecturers, for the teacher, to understand how they have to convert the traditional way of teaching to online teaching, to understand the using or embedding artificial intelligence in their own way of teaching. The future of language education and policy. So the future of language education, of course, is going to be at least 50 or 70% AI embedded. This is a huge change comparing to the current way of teaching, meaning that we will be having less number of teachers, less number of lecturers, and we will be having only the lecturers who are able to understand and to communicate with AI, to implement AI in his teaching. So those lecturers who are not equipped enough or are not aware enough with using AI, unfortunately, there may be no chances for them in the future. So we have to understand this kind of statistics in the future. And we have also to start taking a step forward to understanding the AI, the artificial intelligence, and how we have to use our artificial intelligence in the normal daily life or in our daily communications. Exploring the diversity of language. Of course, COVID-19 has forced the whole population to explore the diversity of languages through online communication, through online interaction, and remote work from home. We have to give classes from home. These classes could be from Malaysia to a student in Japan or to a student in South Africa, which before it was very difficult and it was impossible to happen. But now it could happen. More than 100 students could attend from several countries in one session with one lecturer who's sitting at the corner of different country. The geography of language also, this is important. So now, after the COVID or after the pandemic, most of the languages start breaking the barriers among each other. So there are no more barriers. You can understand or you can study Japanese from your home. No need to go to class, no need to go to Japan in order to understand the language or to start learning the language. You can study Japanese, you can study English, you can study whatever language in just a few weeks, just focusing on your laptop and study from online platforms for free. So this is a very huge change comparing to the previous time. language identity also. So the importance of language identity. So as we all know, language is a key of personal interaction and cultural identity. Language identity also become more important nowadays because we have to prove our language identity during our interaction. Otherwise, the language is going to lose. We are going to lose our language identity if we keep embracing other languages and we forget our own identity. This has actually happened in most of the Western countries when they start embracing the American language or they start embracing the UK language, and at the end, they start losing their own mother tongue. Of course, the mother tongue is a kind of unique language, but embracing other languages and reducing the time of communication in your mother tongue will reduce the interaction at the end and will reduce the number of vocabulary for practicing your own mother tongue. So this is an important point in order to aware ourselves about the language identity, and we have to care about our own identity during using our online platform or our online conversations. The relationship between language and power. So there is a huge relationship among the language and power, and this we can see this relationship in politics or in political dialogue, political conversation, where the people or the what we call the masterminds or the decision maker, they use the language in order to enforce some communities to do some kind of activities which is according to their own beliefs or to their own interest. This is very important, and we have to understand how this language could be a very powerful mean in order to change the thoughts of one certain community from A to B. It is very important, and it is very vital, important key. So language as a key for unity and empowerment. Of course, language is an important element in understanding every culture. So now we are going to speak about how language as a unifying force can unify the population or the communities in one aspect or in one realm. It is very important to understand that 1 minute. Okay, so let me just finish this so we can move. So it is very important to understand the language dynamics and how language can help us to understand the differences among each other, especially when we talk about the communication and the interaction among the population or among the societies. It is also very important to notice that the future of language is going to be embedded with AI. So meaning that we have to understand the connection, the clear connection between AI and between the languages. It is very important for us to learn and to understand the use of AI for our future benefit and for our future interest. So the last word, at the conclusion, we have explored the many facets of language studies in the post-pandemic, and also we have to gain a huge experiences by practicing the AI during our daily life and understanding the diversities of languages after COVID-19. And we have to be thankful, alhamdulillah, for using these kind of information and these kind of data systems to embrace our future, inshallah, for a better future and for a better generation for our kids. Thank you very much. And at the end, I would like also to thank the organizing committee for this conference and Dr. Mutaiminah for inviting me to this precious and this wonderful conference. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much thank you very much, Dr. Muhammad Al-Aqad from Malaysia. So Dr. Al-Aqad is a senior lecturer in translation at Management and Science University in Malaysia. He was also Arabic translator team manager at Unimedia Group, translation, subtitling, and dubbing in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia in 2018. He obtained his PhD in translation studies in Malaya University in 2020, and his MA is in linguistics at Malaya University in 2015. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now we are moving to the third speaker. We have Professor Dr. Suito MAG. Yeah, he is a full professor in Islamic studies. The expertise is in Sufism or Islamic mysticism. He's our dean of the Faculty of Tarbiyah or Education at Universitas Purwokerto. He was the head of LPPM of IAIN Purwokerto. He obtained his PhD in Islamic studies, specialization in Eco-Sufism at UIN Syarif Hidayatullah Jakarta. His MA is in Islamic studies at UIN Ar-Raniri Aceh. His interest is Islamic studies and Sufism or Islamic mysticism. Please, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Professor Suito.
Yeah. Thank you very much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Honorable President of SLT and Elite, Honorable invited speakers, Honorable Dean of Cultural Science and Communication UMP, Pak Ambar, and all of participants. Thank you very much for your attention. في هذه الفرصة أريد أن ألقي الكلمة عن اكتساب اللغة min hilalit tasawuf. Ini bahasa Arabnya begitu, karena saya lebih cenderung ke bahasa Arab sebetulnya, tapi karena ini konferen berbahasa Inggris, saya berusaha bahasa Inggris, tapi kalau ada AIU-nya ya waqfu wasfahu ya. Jadi AIU-nya nanti mbok keliru dalam pelafalan, saya mohon maaf. I try to convey my slide, my result about language acquisition through Sufism. Study of Sufism concept and implementation of learning English through subconscious installing method in Kuanta, Indonesia. Introduction. Many problems related to improve English competencies for Indonesian, especially for students. We know that according to the survey from the English Proficiency Index like that, we know Indonesia is at 20 and 81 world level in the world. And then many factors related to this obstacle, including low motivation maybe, and teaching and learning process. Next slide, Mas. And method and suitable method and approaches. To overcome this problem, there is a unique practices in Kuanta, Indonesia, use the concept of Sufism to improve English language competencies for learners. And Kuanta mengklaim bahwa dia memiliki metode yang hasilnya lebih cepat dibanding kursusan-kursusan lain in East Java. Research objectives, I try to explore and analyze the concept of Sufism and its practices in harnessing spiritual sensitivity to enhancing of English in Kuanta, Indonesia. Theories, klik Mas. Sufism or Tasawwuf is the spiritual dimension in Islam. Muslim can enhance spiritual capacity and quality through Sufism. as it offers several methods to cleanse the heart and spiritual diseases. This is known as tazkiyatun nafas. Ini disebut dengan tazkiyatun nafas. And Sufism can be defined as a way to get closer to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala and be friendly to the environment, human, animals, plants, particles, and other creatures. A clear, healthy, and close heart to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala leads to someone or Sufi to know or deeply understand, to understand himself. This is a metacognitive knowledge. And know and ma'rifat to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, and then someone can understand the secret of the universe. We know universe, and maybe now we understand about metaverse. Sufism and the acquisition of knowledge. In Sufism, according to Imam Ghazali and other scholar in Islam, with clean qalb, hati yang bersih, healthy and good deed, can access the sources of knowledge. Hati yang bersih, hati yang sehat, itu bisa mengakses sumber ilmu. Sumber ilmu atau sumber ilmu itu adalah Lauhul Mahfud, yang itu adalah limpahan dari Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. In contrary, sinful and immoral atau maksiat itu will become a veil. Veil adalah hijab, or curtain atau tirai, or barrier to connection to the source of knowledge. Spiritual diseases like urgent and graining and so on are also a barrier or hijab, curtain or veil to knowledge resources, to knowledge sources. Dapat menghijab, dapat menutup koneksi antara seorang dengan sumber ilmu. Sumber ilmu adalah Lauh Mahfud. Next, three elements of Sufism. We know about three elements of Sufism is tahalli, tahalli, and tajalli. Tahalli is scanning and deleting process. Tahalli adalah installing and fulfilling process. Tajalli is values manifestation or implementation process. Tahalli process in Sufism, like scanning, identifying, and knowing all of spiritual heart diseases like urgent, unrespect, angry, lazy, upset, and pessimism, also hopeless, and so on. It is muhasabah in Islamic or in Sufism discourses. In tahalli process, someone must delete, menghapus, emptying, throwing away spiritual diseases, membuang jauh-jauh spiritual diseases, penyakit-penyakit kalbu. Learners with her conscious make commitment to be clean from any diseases, like urgent, unrespect, and so on. This is taubah. Ini adalah bentuk dari taubat, proses taubat untuk menghapus dan membuang keburukan-keburukan. Tahalli and tajalli process. Tahalli is installing process and fulfilling good values deed to the soul and heart healthy. Any values must be installed in the soul, like respect to classmate, installer, and tawadu. Installer is teacher in Kwanta. Di Kwanta tidak dikenal guru, tapi dikenal ada installer. Kenapa installer? Nanti saya jelaskan. All of our good values installed in the soul must be realized in any aspect of life. Through the process, someone can achieve a high level of spiritual intelligence and be closer to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. And then, finding Quanta, learning philosophy, learning English through subconscious installing method in Quanta based to concept of ilmu. Ilmu is a creature like human. Ilmu itu makhluk seperti manusia. Yang menciptakan ilmu dan menciptakan manusia adalah Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Ilmu is part of cosmos. As a creature, knowledge atau ilmu tadi itu can be installed and transferred. Dapat ditransfer dan dapat diinstal. There is an interaction between human and knowledge. So knowledge need good condition to be held permanently in by human being. Good condition like clean heart, free from spiritual diseases are fundamental free for entering and installing knowledge. This is known the meta or meta root of ilmu. Lanjut. Implementation. Nah, ini implementasinya. Ini yang mungkin perspektif yang sepertinya satu-satunya di Quanta. Implementation in Takholi process. Dalam Takholi proses, practices-nya adalah it is command not to be late. Tidak boleh terlambat. Kuliah atau kursusan tidak boleh terlambat. Ketika kursus tidak boleh terlambat. Yang kedua, the second one, examining the other is not allowed. Jadi menilai orang atau menilai peserta lain itu tidak boleh. Kamu lebih pintar, kamu lebih tidak pintar, itu tidak boleh. Karena apa? Itu adalah negative thinking atau underestimate. Yang ketiga, it is not permitted to switch mobile in the learning process is being done. Tidak boleh hidupin HP. Ini adalah konsentrasi. Communicating with the other learner while the class is going is not forbidden. Berbicara komunikasi dengan orang lain di kelas tidak dibolehkan, kecuali diizinkan. Having negative thought is not recommended. Putting question is not permitted. Asking question is allowed after learning or the space of question and answer given by installer. Criticizing is not allowed. Attending in the program in the purpose of speaking only is forbidden.
Loh, siapa yang bisa bantu? Tolonglah yang
It is not permitted to eat any food in the classroom while the session is being held. Ini implementasi dalam tahali. Tahali itu menginstal. Material were given by installer not in order. Pembelajaran dilakukan tidak secara urut, acak. Jadi ketika belajar bahasa Inggris, itu installernya buka sembarang. Ini adalah rezeki kita hari ini. The learner must have commitment to have serious intention. The learners must believe and sincere to follow the rules of the program. The learners must use heart and don't use their analytical and critical thoughts too seriously. If the learner do not understanding the material thoughts, they must forget them. Lupakan saja. Belajar itu kalau tidak paham, lupakan saja. The learners may not write. Tidak boleh menyatet. The learners are not permitted to memorize the lesson. Siswa tidak boleh menghafal. Kalau lupa, forget them. The learners do not get the same material dan seterusnya. The learners not need dan seterusnya, yaitu terakhir. Tajalli proses. Ini yang saya amati di kelas. Mislin ini singkatan, is an installer started the lesson by Al-Fatihah and then open the mail. Mail itu adalah buku pokoknya, mail books, and give interaction to the learners to open page 21. Jadi membuka halaman 21. He asked to the learner that it was of our rezeki. Ini rezeki kita. Rezeki kita ada di halaman 21 hari ini. In other lesson, she installed with random and chronological page. In one time, Minslin entered to class with the new installer. The young girl, Fatimah yang dibawa, itu umurnya baru 19 tahun, and still young, alumni SMK. But she was an installer of Quanta. Miss Lin gave opportunity to Fatimah for delivering some material, and the learner must sincere to follow and must respect to the installer yang masih kecil tadi itu. In any case, if the learner look like understood material, yeah, don't worry, forget it. The conclusion of my dissertation. Good relation between being or creatures will bring compatibility, and mutual support, including human and knowledge. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much for the talk, Professor Suito. So there is I think this is quite a new thing for us, yeah, to know that there is an area in Indonesia where English course is done by installing. It was a very, very new thing. So if you're interested to learn about it more, you can read Professor Suito's paper, or you can even go to Quanta Indonesia, or you can Google somewhere where is the address of this institution. All right, so now we are entering the Q&A session, but since we have a limited time, I will invite only 2 people to give questions, and each people is allowed to give only 1 question. Please, anyone, raise your hand. Also, people joining us online, you can, yeah, there is, please, somebody help me to give the microphone. Please mention your name, your institution, and the speaker you would like to address the question to.
Okay, good morning, everyone. I am Maulina. I'm an English teacher at Puhua Primary School, the only one international school here in Purwokerto. I would like to address my question to Mr. Mohammed.
Excuse me, to Mr.
Mohammed
Al-Akhad.
Yes. Okay. As educators, we are now facing a challenge to create a way in having improved classes where we meet our students face to face in the classes, but we cannot leave behind the technology and also the trend we have today. So my question is, what do you think the most important thing to be owned by the educators, especially language teachers these days, to provide students the best experience of language learning activities in this post-pandemic era? Thank you.
Right. Again, could you just please repeat the last part of the question?
Okay. What do you think the most important thing to be owned by educators, especially language teachers, to provide the students the best experience of learning in this post-pandemic era?
Very good. Thank you so much for this question. Okay, the most important as an educator or as a lecturer, first, you have the passion for education, and then you have the superiority of language, mastering the language. This number two. Number three, which is very, very important in order to be a future educator and not to be lagged behind comparing to other lecturers or other tutors. So better you need to engage yourself and your student in the classroom with the use of technology. It is very important to start using the technology as a mean or as a channel for communication for you and for your student. It is very important also to enforce the student for the communication through global classroom. Nowadays, in Malaysia, we are using some kind of module of communication. We use a global classroom. So we have some students from different countries in the same class. For example, for me, I have three subjects for this semester. Most of these subjects, I have students from around 20 countries. Imagine 20 countries, students from 20 countries in one class. It is very, very important to have this experience. So the more you have such kind of experiences, the more the student will be able to communicate among themselves, introduce them to each other, and also will break the language barriers among the student. This will also foster the student to learn more about each other languages and each other culture. It is very important, and also it is a vital medium of communication to use what we call the hybrid way of teaching. In order also the student, they have also to go face-to-face in order to activate the face-to-face communication, to see and to feel and to smell the way of language communication. The main problem with online learning and teaching is there is no way of face-to-face. There is no feeling. You won't have the emotional activities among the student. Everything is bold, everything is online, everything is veiled. This is the main reason we prefer hybrid. So face-to-face and online. Online because we use some kind of technology to foster the student, to improve the student learning, to improve the student education. But also for face-to-face because we still need the human way of communication. We need to feel, we need to foster our emotional activities. We have to interact to interact the student, to start speaking not only behind the screen but on the face-to-face. There are hundreds of the students, they are very brave for online learning. They are very brave. He can use a lot of softwares, a lot of devices, a lot of material for online. But when it comes to face-to-face, he is very shy. He is very reluctant. So we have to break this barrier. The best way is to use the hybrid way of teaching. Some classes going to be online, some classes going to be face-to-face. So the student can introduce themselves to each other. They can break the barriers of communication. They can feel the way of communication. When you speak to someone behind the screen, it is totally different when you speak to someone in front of you. There is no feeling, there is no emotion, there is no emotional interaction, which is a kind of vital thing, important and significant thing for human interaction. So not everything is going to be online. At the end, the student will be perfect for online, and you don't know how they got the score. It is really their own ideas or ChatGPT ideas. So this is very important. For face-to-face conversation, you can manage the student answers, you can manage the student script, you can see whether the student they are using artificial intelligence or ChatGPT in their exams or not. But for online, it is very difficult to manage these things. It is good way and good chance to use both, but you have to monitor them wisely. This is my short answer for your question.
Yeah, all right. Okay, thank you very much for the answer. Hopefully that answers your question, yeah, Ms. Maulina from Puhua School. Okay, anybody else who would like to raise a question? No? All clear? Okay, so if you would like to, okay, we have another one here. Please, Iqbal, with the microphone. Please mention your name, institution, and the speaker.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm Fajar. I'm an open alumni, open MOOC alumni, open GOC alumni. I'm just a private teacher in the language center, the language academy. Actually, it's not questions, but probably it's a request to Pak Rick, yeah, for Relo Archipelago in Indonesia, and also to, let's say, to reach out more to Indonesian English teachers and educators to bring more awareness about Relo, and also to bring more awareness about the online professional English network, because probably I believe there could be more ways to bring more awareness about this through webinars, our the Relo Facebook page, Instagram page, because when I saw the other brands of Relo, like in Pakistan and India, they have this intense program when it comes to, let's say, reach more educators and English language teachers in their own country, respective countries. So I believe there are a lot of things that Relo Archipelago can do to socialize more about the online professional English network. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you very much for the question. And basically the question is, how can we encourage other teachers to take part in the online communities and many other communities that we have? This is the sheet we have on in the back of the room. This is a very quick and easy access to all of these resources, courses, and communities of practice. I would also encourage you to go to the website of the U.S. Embassy, because there are many other we're talking about hybrid, personal exchange programs as well. We will be sending, for example, 12 educators to the United States in a few months' time from different universities throughout the country very soon. So these resources are here, but the most important thing, though, is to stress how welcoming all these courses are. Personally, again, on the hybrid theme, one of the things that I most enjoy is to meet alumni of our programs, many online programs, in person, and see what they're doing with their teaching and see how they've shared what they've learned, and most of all, to see how valued they are in the community from their contributions. So you're all invited. All the resources are here. The cost, of course, is free. And these are often, we have many opportunities to get together to work. Chatur and I were in Jogja just yesterday, and we met with I'm going to take a wild guess at how many, 35 educators, and they were all alumni of one program or another, particularly of the Fulbright program. So please remember that we have Fulbright, Humphreys, Waisili, many other exchange programs that I just don't have time to talk about today, but they're on our website. And please be empowered to apply and tell your students as well. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for the answer. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, here is the end of the plenary session 1. After this, you will be directed to the parallel session. It is located in the Gedung Pasca Sarjana UIN Saifuddin Purwokerto, that is next to the library. So you go to the right, and then after the library, you have the Pasca Sarjana. Thank you very much. I beg your pardon for all mistakes and errors. Good day and enjoy the rest of the program. And before we move to the parallel session, I would like to invite all speakers, including the plenary 1, plenary, and the other sessions, the committee, also the board member of ELITE, to take photo together while we are still complete. Please, I would like to invite you all. Thank you very much. How do people get this?
Everything is back.
Yeah. Okay, so there is a Relo corner. Everybody is welcome to go to the corner to take everything for free. There are books. There are also this paper. Also the books are all free. You can go there after after the photo session. Please, all speakers join us, and the board members, we are taking photo here. Please be welcome to go to the front of the stage. Monggo, Bapak Ibu, untuk bisa ke depan. All speakers are welcome, the board member of elite, also the committee.